Today we're going to try and be a bit more cohesive. Maybe.
I was going to say productive, but okay.
Well, but cohesive.
Yeah, right, it's a good word.
Yeah. We're going to go through the PIP reforms, the Health and Disability Green Paper. And we're doing that. I know. I know. But we're doing that because it's on the blog, but it's like a 20-minute read. So I expect a lot of people have seen it and gone, nah, I don't want to read that. Personal independence payment. And it's supposed to be for people who struggle to do daily tasks and adult and all that fun stuff. I have sent an open letter to some MPs because I got the bee in my bonnet. I got the rage about
Never.
Oh well, yeah, but it was all like they're really tarring us all with the same brush. Worklessness crisis, worklessness. And there's all these people taking the mickey on benefits, and it just makes me angry when the mental health care that we receive under the NHS is so
abysmal.
Well, it's just utterly inadequate, isn't it? It's awful.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've heard the term before, but I didn't really know what a green paper was.
No, I had to ask you what it was as well.
So essentially, it's kind of like the government are doing a study on potential changes they could make to the PIP benefit. And they've written this paper with a bunch of questions and they want everybody's opinions on it. But it's hidden on the Gov.uk website.
Hmm.
I didn't expect it to take like 7 hours though. So it's worth noting here.
It just shows you've got a lot to say.
I do have a lot to say, but also there's a section on the green paper called like consultation questions. So I was like, great, I won't read the whole thing. I'll just look at the consultation questions and I'll do my little rants on those questions. But apparently that section only had question 28 and above in it. So after I've written all my stuff for the blog, I then went to fill in the actual form. It sends you to like a new tab, and I found out that I'd missed out the first 27 questions. Not my fault, it's the green paper's fault. It makes no sense. It's nothing to do with my ADHD brain going, don't want to read all that. We'll just go to this
Do you know what that reminds me of?
What?
It's your fault for parking there.
What? Yeah. Just don't take accountability, it's fine. If you're missing a leg, it's kind of going to affect everybody the same way. Like, I had to go through that period of time when, and that I still get now, where I like to be competing for the world's greatest unwashed. That's not a nice topic for me to have to discuss with a stranger. She says,
not nice to have to
talking
admit.
about it on the internet.
Wow, this is different.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, for example, where I live at the moment, the ADHD waiting list for adults is 5 years.
It's 3 for children.
Yeah, I know.
So it's not much better.
No, it's an absolute joke. It's not fit for purpose. It's just ludicrous. So that's question 1. We need to move along relatively speedily, otherwise we'll be here all day.
We will.
It requires you to do some research before you even fill it in, because it's widely known that 80% of initial PIP applications are declined. So you need to put the right buzzwords in, and not everybody has the mental spoons to do research and put in buzzwords.
Well, I didn't know about buzzwords, and
that's why yours got declined.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also didn't know about buzzwords, and that's why I had to go through to the whole mandatory reconsideration farce. Yes, you do. Whereas we have bits of paper. We are clinically insane.
The magic pieces of paper.
Yes. And the magic pills to go with them.
I don't have those.
No, but I do. You wouldn't know I'm the one that's medicated. Evie isn't, would you?
No.
I was chucked on, a 7-month waiting list for ADHD medication. No support at all whilst I was waiting.
It's like, here, your ADHD. Have fun.
Yeah, enjoy that. Yeah. You found your entire life up until the age of 36 to be more difficult than it needs to be because we missed something and we just threw Smarties at you instead of worrying about what was going on underneath. And then I tried to get myself help, and I went to one of these charities that allegedly plugs all the gaps that the NHS miss. And I said, I want weekly catch-ups with somebody who's going to hold me to account for my to-do list and make sure that I'm not suddenly saying, oh, let's redecorate the whole house, and not having the energy to do that, biting off more than I can chew, and inevitably failing, which then leads to a big pit of despair. And instead of doing that, they gave me some leaflets.
We all know how we like to read.
Well, I do, but that's not the point.
No, I mean read interesting stuff.
And it's not interesting. Leaflets are
Leaflets
not interesting.
are really not interesting.
No, they're not. And then they also sent me, considering that I'm, a hermit and I don't like to leave the house, they also sent me some groups, in-person groups that I could go to when I don't have a car. If somebody's missing a limb, then, that's not going to grow back, is it? It's what it's not.
Sorry.
You
just matter of fact. Well, it's not going to grow back.
Well, there just needs to be a common sense approach to this, and I don't feel like most of these government departments or policies have been written by anybody with half a brain. So, we're only on question 4. Jesus, right? Stop going off on tangents. Yeah.
At least this one's nice and easy.
Yes. Do you agree or disagree on making provision of evidence or a formal diagnosis by a medical expert a mandatory requirement for eligibility? Yes.
We agree.
We agree, yeah. And this whole thing is aimed around, what if we change it so you have a diagnosis? Well, okay, but you need to fix the NHS first then.
Yeah.
Because it's buggered. Oh, great.
Stay insane.
Go to IAPT and get 8 sessions. Yeah, because you're really going to unpack a lot in that, aren't you?
Well, you are, but then you're going to be left as this broken, unpacked
Well, that's why
mess.
that's why they wouldn't treat me, because they said you're too broken to help in 8 sessions.
I've had family members have had the same response.
Yeah, well, no, what else are you going to do then? Nothing. Good, thanks. Yeah. Question 6. How could we prevent the provision of evidence or a formal diagnosis by a medical expert from impacting the NHS? What a stupid question. You can't. If you want to dig into my open letter to MPs on mental health reform, I have put my 2 pence in as to what I think we should do. Not that I know anything about economics or the NHS, really, in general. But from the outside looking in, it just makes sense. It's a common sense approach. It's logic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have logic, but I have some days. It's disaggregated into oblivion. And, the standards of care that we all get, it differs vastly depending on where you live. We've got this, stupid postcode lottery. I'm just trying to mentally recover from having kids.
And being an adult.
Yeah, being an adult and being mental. I'm supposed to have a cleaner. That's a whole fiasco that we just won't go into now, because you wouldn't think it was that difficult, would you? Just have somebody come in for 2 hours a week to clean your house.
We didn't think it was going to be difficult.
No, nor should it be. Why is everything so hard? Having washing going mouldy in the washing machine and a sink that was sprouting aliens because mouldy plates had been left in there. I've been there before. I just don't want to go back there again.
You really have it in for a postcode.
I don't understand. It's a national health service. I've got a bee in my bonnet about it. It's national. Why isn't it national? I don't understand. Sorry.
Well, no, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
I can't argue it. It's just, I find it funny that you've just...
I get so riled up about it.
Yeah.